Lou Williams, beautiful.
Defender goes down, basket goes up.
They've gone cold. Ginobili on the finish. Flushes it with the left hand.
The Sixth Man of the Year award is dying, not because players aren't good enough, not because coaches don't value depth, because the NBA made it illegal to afford one. And I can prove it with one number, one CBA article, and the receipts. June 28, 2023, the NBA and the Players Association signed a new collective bargaining agreement. The players thought they won. Higher max contracts, player empowerment, a 50-50 revenue split. But buried in Article VII of that agreement, they signed the sixth man's death warrant. The second apron, $188.9 million. Cross that line and you don't just pay more luxury tax, you lose the ability to build a roster. 3 penalties, 3 weapons removed. Let me show you each one. Penalty 1, the MLE execution. For 30 years, the mid-level exception was how contenders added depth. $12.8 million, one tool, used to build every dynasty you've ever watched. The 2015 Warriors used it to sign Sean Livingston. The Heat used it to sign Shane Battier. The Spurs used it to sign Boris Diaw. Every dynasty you've ever watched was built with the mid-level exception. Second apron teams lose it entirely, gone. And teams just below the line, restricted to a $5.2 million taxpayer version, a shadow of the original tool. You want a sixth man? You can't afford one. The CBA says so. Penalty 2, the aggregation prison. Let's say you have 2 solid role players. You want to combine their salaries and trade them for one bigger star. Can't do it. Article 7 of the 2023 CBA explicitly prohibits second apron teams from aggregating multiple salaries in a trade. You can't combine contracts, you can't consolidate talent. Lateral moves only, or let them walk. The door only opens one way, out. Penalty 3, the repeater tax, the real killer. 0 to $5.17 million, $2.50 per $1 over. 5.17 million to 10.3 million over, $2.75 per $1. 10.34 million to 15.50 million over, that's $3.50 per $1. 15.5 million to 20.67 million over, that's $4.25 per dollar over. Every 5.17 million plus another 50 cents per dollar, and beyond. If you've been over the luxury tax in 3 of the last 4 years, you're a repeat offender, and for a team already deep in the tax. A $14 million role player doesn't cost $14 million. Depending on where you sit in those brackets, the same player can realistically cost $70 to $90 million total. So here's the choice every owner is making right now. Option A, sign a $14 million sixth man, pay up to $85 million total. Option B, sign a veteran minimum player, pay $3.6 million total. What would you do? Exactly. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. The Boston Celtics, 2024 NBA champions. Drew Holiday, $37.6 million. Kristaps Porzingis, $36 million. Jason Tatum, $32.6 million. Jaylen Brown, $31.8 million. Derek White, $18.9 million. 5 players, $156.9 million. Now, watch what happens to the rest of the roster. Al Horford, $10 million, signed before the second apron existed. Peyton Pritchard, $4 million. Sam Hauser, $1.9 million. Xavier Tillman, $1.9 million. Neemias Queta, $81,000. O'Shea Brissett, $2.2 million. 5 stars eating $156.9 million. Then a canyon. Then a bunch of guys making the minimum. This isn't a roster, it's a 2-tier economy. And here's the part that should make every NBA fan stop cold. Peyton Pritchard just won the 2025 Sixth Man of the Year award, 82 of 100 first place votes. Set the NBA record for most three-pointers off the bench in a single season, 219. His salary, $6,696,429, $6.7 million. The reigning Sixth Man of the Year makes $7.3 million. on a championship team. For a second apron repeat offender team trying to sign that same player, that $6.7 million player realistically costs $38 to $45 million total. So they won't sign him. They'll sign someone making $3.6 million and call it roster construction. Now, fast forward 1 year. Tatum's new extension, over $60 million annually. Brown's new extension, $53.1 million. Two players, over $120 million annually combined. And the second apron threshold for 2025-26, $207.8 million. It went up, but so did every star contract. The trap didn't get smaller, it got tighter. The middle class didn't just shrink, it was architecturally eliminated. But here's what makes this a prison and not just a penalty. You can't escape it. In 2015, the Golden State Warriors won a championship with a 10-man rotation. Curry, Clay, Draymond, Iguodala, Barnes, Livingston, Bogut, Barbosa, Speights, Azalea. Andre Iguodala acquired via sign and trade. Sean Livingston signed using the mid-level exception. Leandro Barbosa signed using the mid-level exception. 3 of their 10 key rotation players were acquired using tools that second apron teams no longer have. That dynasty is architecturally impossible today. The Phoenix Suns showed us what happens when you ignore the architecture. Kevin Durant, $51.2 million. Bradley Beal, $50.2 million. Devin Booker, $49.2 million. 3 players, $150.6 million. The rest of the roster, Jusuf Nurkic, $18.1 million. The veteran minimums, then nothing. 49 wins, made the playoffs, swept in 4 games, 3 max contracts, 0 depth, 0 tools to fix it. Because when you're above the second apron, you can't aggregate contracts to trade for help. You can't use the MLE to sign a real sixth man. And every dollar you spend on depth costs you $3 to $4 in tax. You're frozen, trapped, and the clock is ticking. So let's talk about what happens next, because this isn't a theory, it's a timeline. Right now, the Oklahoma City Thunder are 53-15, best record in the NBA. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, $38.3 million. Chet Holmgren, $13.7 million. Jalen Williams, $6.6 million. Kason Willis, $5.8 million. Total payroll comfortably below the second apron. They have 10 legitimate rotation players. They have flexibility. They have tools. The contenders built on max contracts, frozen. Next summer, the grandfathered contracts start expiring. The Al Horfords, the role players signed before the second apron existed. And when they do, every team faces the same choice. Re-sign them at market value and absorb bracket penalties that can reach $4 to $5 per dollar, or let them walk. Replace them with minimums. The minimum signings will triple. The middle class will disappear. By the 2026 to 27 season, the middle class will be extinct on contenders. The Sixth Man of the Year award, it only exists on lottery teams. Because contenders will be forced to play 3 max contracts, 9 minimum contracts, 0 in between. And here's the thing, when injuries hit, and they always do, contenders won't have depth to absorb it. The Warriors in 2023 eliminated in 6 games, no bench. The Suns in 2024, 49 wins, swept, 3 max contracts, 0 depth. By 2027, the team that wins the championship won't be the most talented, it'll be the healthiest. Oklahoma City, Indiana, Orlando. They'll have 10-man rotations. They'll have real sixth men. They'll have depth. Adam Silver will call it competitive balance. But we know what it really is. It's the big markets being legally lobotomized. Article VII, written in plain English. Signed June 28, 2023. So, here's what the NBA won't tell you. Lou Williams won Sixth Man of the Year 3 times. 2015, $5.45 million. 2018, $7 million. 2019, $8 million. For a second apron repeat offender today, that same $8 million player realistically costs $50 to $55 million total. Jamal Crawford won Sixth Man of the Year 3 times. 2010, $9.36 million. 2014, $14 million. 2016, $14 million. Today, for a second apron team, that same $14 million player approaches $85 to $90 million in total cost. Manu Ginobili, 2008 Sixth Man of the Year, salary that season $9.9 million. Today, for a second apron team, $55 to $60 million total. no role player is worth $90 million. So they're being replaced by guys making $3.6 million, by rookies on rookie contracts, by veterans chasing one last ring for nothing. And the 2025 Sixth Man of the Year, Peyton Pritchard, $6.7 million, on the same Celtics team that just won a championship. He's the last of his kind, because the next time a contender needs a real sixth man, the CBA will hand them a calculator, and the calculator will say, no. The NBA didn't kill the middle class by accident. They wrote it into the CBA. Article VII, the second apron, $188.9 million in 2024-25, $207.8 million in 2025-26. The number goes up every year, but so does every max contract. And the middle class stays exactly where it is, gone. While everyone's watching the game, we're watching the architects. Most people just watch the game. We look beyond the buzzer into the architects. We read the fine print so you don't have to.